Hey everybody, I am going to record this short video to show you like a few techniques that'll help you with the fish paper that we're assigning. And the first is using Microsoft Word with line numbers. For some reason, this buggers people up. So let me just add some content here. It's about, let's say, Patagonian toothfish, and we'll add a couple of lines. All right, so to there's an easy way and there's a hard way. The first way is to go to home. Actually, no, it's not. The first thing is to go to the bar and go to layout, and then you can go to line numbers. And then you go to continuous. Don't use restart each page. The reason that line numbers are great is because the people who are peer reviewing your paper can refer to problems in the paper by line. So if I hit continuous, there it is. And as I add more lines, it gives you more numbers. The other way to do this is to just go to the search bar up here when you can't find anything on Microsoft Word, which seems like it's more and more often. You just type in what your problem is. You go add line numbers, and it'll take you to various things that might. Oh, that would be the wrong one though. Show line numbers. All right, so you could put none, or you could do line numbers. And you could go, yeah, continuous. And so anyway, that's it. That's line numbers. That's probably the most technically you have to get in Microsoft Word. But I also want to introduce you to something else that I think would be super useful for you, which is something called Zotero, which is a citation manager. So you're going to need to include at least 15 peer-reviewed papers from the scientific literature. So this is not stuff off a blog or a website or off the news, for that matter. It's like stuff that's been peer-reviewed. It's gone to other scientists and it's been published in an academic journal. And you're going to have to cite it formally within the style of the American Fisheries Society. And you can keep track of your citations manually, which is easy with 15 citations, but you might as well learn how to do it a little more. You might as well learn how to automate it and keep track of your library. And in fact, if you have papers, if you're like me, when I was studying, I kept track of my papers sort of religiously because I didn't know if I would have continuous access to a university library. And so because we're students and faculty, we all get access to almost everything. UC is kind of amazing. But in lieu of that, you want to download the papers and keep them. So I use Zotero. So basically it's zotero.org. You hit download, it's going to take you to this window. I'm using Windows, but it works on Apple too. So it knows I'm on Windows. So you download the Windows software, and then you also use the Firefox connector. You need Firefox to use this. And then you're also going to go to plugins, and actually, there should be a plugin which allows it to work with Word. But now that I'm looking, oh yeah, here it is. So word processor, Word and LibreOffice. So if you go to the Zotero word processor plugins and install those, then you'll be able to work with Word and Firefox and Zotero to keep track of your citations. And this is how it works. So I've already downloaded. So this is a Zotero here. And I guess it's kind of a gnarly looking interface, but in short, I can go to my library here, and the central window, I get a list of every paper I've got. And I also have subcategories, which I can make by going up here and clicking the folder and interesting, like fish bio, exclamation point. And so then I have a new folder, and I can keep all my stuff in that folder. There's nothing in it right now. There's lots of estuaries. There's lots of El Nino Southern Oscillations, clearly a folder I don't need anymore. but oh yeah, El Nino too. Nigeria, invasive plant. I got lots of that. Anyway, my folders are kind of randomly set up because I mostly just search for stuff. You can search for things up here in the search bar. So if you know your paper, you can search by author, by subject, by et cetera, and all this stuff is sort of automatically inventoried in Zotero. So fish bio is my new folder. How am I going to add stuff to it? Well, first I go back to Firefox, and there's a really kind of like the ground zero first place to go for searching for papers is one, the library, which has search engines that are specialty and will return a lot of information that you can't always get off of this, but this is quick and dirty. Ruth Gustafson is going to come in and she's going to give you some tips on search engines, but this is where I go when I'm in a hurry. Google Scholar. So Google Scholar is an index of scientific papers that have been peer reviewed. And what you do is just like Google, you go in and you type in what you're interested in. In this case, it's going to be a Patagonian toothfish. And it came up. And bingo, here's a whole bunch of papers on the Patagonian toothfish. It's biology, ecology and fishery, age and growth, conservation benefits, genetic structuring. You know what I mean? Well, you know, it does. Oh no, it doesn't end. There's even more. There's many pages of work because apparently Patagonian toothfish is a subject of interest. So I'm going to go back to the first page here, which is, I think these papers, no, they're not listed in order of citations at all. I don't know what creates the ordering. So one has to comb through and find the papers that one wants. And then using the Zotero plugin, and this is pretty cool, you can do a couple of things. First, you can go through and identify on the page what papers you want. And then the plugin, this is the Zotero plugin here, save to Zotero. I click on that and I go, well, yeah, I definitely want the paper on the biology, the ecology, and the fishery. And age and growth, yeah, that would be good. Conservation benefits, absolutely. Genetic structuring, yes, I do. They found them off Greenland. Oh, that's interesting. Stomach contents, yeah, that would be cool. Consistent male-based seabird mortality in the Patagonian toothfish longline fishery. That's interesting, like a bycatch essentially. Okay, I'll take stomach contents too. There's more seabird mortality. Distribution diet. I'm taking everything on this page. All right. Variation of the diet around the Falkland Islands. That's specific. Anyway, I could take everything on the page or I could just choose one. And then I hit OK. And because, I don't know if you can see with my face in the way, because I had gone to my fish bio folder in Zotero already, I had clicked on it and highlighted it. All these papers automatically got loaded into my Zotero file. And the cool thing is that many of them, I was going to say that many of them added the PDF, but not all of them. Some of them just added a snapshot. But my computer, you might be able to hear the fan noise. My computer is working very hard right now to download like 10 different texts. Here's the other thing. Even if you don't have the PDF already attached, it'll usually give you a link. So if you click on it, nothing happens. All right, well, be that way. So you click on it and you can copy, and then we can go back to Google Scholar here. And I can just type the name of that paper. And there it is. And if I want the PDF, I can download the PDF. There it is in my downloads folder. And then I just drag it and drop it right on top of that title. Booyah, there it is. So, but anyway, but usually it's a pretty automated process. So then, so then it's nice because all your citations are in one spot and you've got it organized, and it even gives you some metadata like the title and the authors and the pages of the journal. And frequently it messes these up. So you got to go back and check it before you use it as a citation, which brings me to my next question. How do you use this stuff in the paper? How do you get it from here into the paper? Well, that's the beauty of the citation manager here, is that you can use the plugin. Remember, I told you you needed to get the word processing plugin for Word. And once you do that, up here in the bar, there's a Zotero column or page or index, whatever. And you can use that to add citations. Here's how it goes. Put my cursor after Patagonian toothfish, go to Zotero. Go to Zotero and add citation. And it's going to ask me what citation style I want. And it doesn't have the one I want, which is the American Fishery Society one. So I'm going to go to Manage Styles and see if I've got it stashed away. I don't have it stashed away here. So I'm going to go to Get Additional Styles. I'm going to search for it in the Zotero online repository. Sorry, it's freezing a little bit. Okay. That was a fail. So let me try that again. Add edit citation. I don't think it came through. Oh, it did. There it is. It's sitting up here now. So we say, okay, I want to use the citation style American Fishery Society, which is what you're going to be required to use for the paper. So use it, get it, figure it out. Otherwise, you have to do this all manually. And now it's happy. And now I can just go through and type in my citations that I want. And so, what the citation, I wanted the first one. Well, but I don't remember the name of it. So I'm just going to type in Patagonian toothfish. And so all the things that are just been loaded just now are right here. And I wanted the first one, which was this one, the Patagonian toothfish, biology, ecology, and fishery. So that's going to be my introductory salvo here. I hit enter, and then it lists it right like that. And for this other citation here, not much content. I'll put something else there. Again, I'll go same process, added citations. If I didn't remember what I was looking for, I could enter any kind of search term. So let me go back to Zotero itself. It lets me. It's because, let me cancel this. It's working. Doesn't want to be interrupted. Okay, now I think I can go back. There we go. It's a little tweaky like that sometimes. So I can go back and look at my papers, go read them and go, okay, what was that paper? Oh, it was on seabird mortality. So, and that paper was by Nell et al. So now I can go back here and go to my citation link here, and I can go seabird. And I guess I don't have a lot of papers on seabird mortality, but there they are. And I can actually I click on that one, and then I can click on the other one too. And then I've got both citations that'll be listed there. And so on and on throughout your paper, you can put all this stuff. At the very end, you're going to want to have a bibliography or citations listed. And to do that, it's just another step here. You go to Add Edit Bibliography, and you click on that. And there they are, the 3 papers that I cited in my lengthy discourse on Patagonian toothfish are now cited here under the literature cited. And as I said, there often are some transcription errors or really probably user error in terms of, no, it's transcription errors. You know, Google's a search engine, it grinds through these papers and sometimes it picks up the wrong metadata. But most of the metadata are included, and you go through and check them, but it's so much less work than having to do this citation style manually. In fact, it's kind of fun. So if that's too complicated or you just don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to do that. You can do it manually, but you do have to look up the American fishery style format, which we have a link to that in the instructions for the paper. And you can go to the journals of the American Fishery Society, and you can see that style as well. So anyway, those are my hot tips for managing the details of the papers. Good luck, everyone.